Welcome to the Evolving Canvas Part 2. The Digital Certificate, NFTs and the Art Revolution. In our last episode, we explored how art found its value in the physical world. Now we're diving into the digital realm, where everything changed. Picture this. It's 2017. A digital collage, something you could theoretically screenshot, sells for a staggering $69 million. Not as a framed print, not as a one-of-a-kind object you can touch, but as a digital certificate of ownership for a file that anyone on the internet can download and view. This wasn't just a new way to sell art. It was a complete redefinition of what art, ownership, and value could even mean. We've gone from the tangible to the tokenized, and this is the story of how a digital certificate shook the art world to its very core. For decades, digital artists lived with a frustrating paradox. Their work could be shared with millions in an instant, a reach that painters of the past could only dream of. Yet, this very strength was also their biggest weakness. How do you sell something that can be perfectly copied and pasted with a simple right click? The Save As function, while revolutionary for sharing information, effectively destroyed the concept of scarcity for digital creations. This meant that while digital art was powerful and pervasive, it was almost impossible to sell as a unique, valuable piece in the way a traditional painting or sculpture is. The very nature of digital media, its perfect reproducibility, made it commercially challenging. For years, digital artists mostly earned a living through commissions, creating work for specific clients, rather than selling unique, original pieces to collectors. The traditional art market, built on physical uniqueness and a verifiable history of ownership, simply had no framework for a purely digital original. Then a solution emerged from a completely different world: cryptocurrency. The technology behind it, called the blockchain, offered something revolutionary. Think of it as a global, public, digital receipt book. It's a decentralized ledger, meaning it isn't controlled by any single company or government, and it's immutable, which means once a transaction is recorded, it cannot be altered, forged, or deleted. This was the breakthrough. Suddenly, digital artists had a way to create provable, verifiable scarcity for their work. They could mint their art as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs. It's like a title deed for a digital item, recording who created it, when it was created, and who has owned it ever since. Each NFT is a unique digital certificate of authenticity, permanently linked to a specific digital file on the blockchain. The Ethereum blockchain, with its smart contract capabilities, became the go-to platform, and the floodgates opened. The explosion was almost instantaneous. It was like a digital gold rush. Artists who had been creating and sharing their work online for years, often for little to no money, suddenly found themselves becoming millionaires, seemingly overnight. The sale of Beeple's Everyday's collage for $69 million at a prestigious Christie's auction sent shockwaves through both the tech and art worlds. It was a clear signal that this was not a niche hobby. Digital collectibles that were once given away for free or sold for a few dollars, like the famous CryptoPunks, were now being traded for millions. The traditional art world, which had been skeptical, could only watch in a mixture of disbelief and fascination as a vibrant parallel digital economy worth billions of dollars emerged out of nowhere. But this digital revolution came with a dark cloud. The early technology had a massive carbon footprint. The process of creating, or minting, NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain at the time consumed staggering amounts of energy. We're talking about an annual energy consumption comparable to that of entire countries, like the Netherlands. This led to a significant backlash. Artists who embraced NFTs were criticized for contributing to environmental damage. The very technology that was supposed to liberate digital creators was now being condemned for consuming very real, very finite resources. The dream of digital scarcity was running into the hard reality of physical world consequences. Eventually, this pressure led to change, with Ethereum undergoing a massive upgrade that slashed its energy use, and many artists migrating to more eco-friendly platforms. And then, just as quickly as it rose, the bubble burst, and it burst spectacularly. By 2023, the frenzied market had cooled dramatically, with NFT trading volumes collapsing by over 95% from their peak. Projects that were once valued in the millions became virtually worthless. The speculative mania, driven by hype and the fear of missing out, faded away, Many collectors were left holding digital assets that had lost almost all their value, and numerous scams known as rug pulls vanished with investors' money. This crash left the art and tech worlds with a crucial question. When all the hype and speculation disappear, what of real value actually remains? Was this all just a fleeting digital fad? What remains, it turns out, is something permanent. Beyond the dizzying boom and the painful bust, the core technology proved its worth. The idea that digital art can have a verifiable history, a clear line of ownership, and therefore real value, has taken root. Today, major cultural institutions like the Centre Pompidou in Paris are acquiring NFTs for their permanent collections. Even UNESCO is now looking at blockchain as a way to preserve digital heritage for future generations. Traditional artists are now experimenting with digital editions, and established galleries are offering them right alongside physical works. The technology has fundamentally changed the game. In this new digital reality, the certificate of ownership has become just as important and sometimes even more valuable than the art itself. But the evolution of art and technology never stops. The blockchain gave us a way to prove who the human artist is. But what happens when the artist isn't human at all? What happens when creation itself becomes automated? Next time we journey into the algorithmic mind. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the digital art world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. See you then.